So how was your experience over in Orlando? Cause y'all did all right. Y'all didn't do too bad over there.
Yeah, I think my first year there, we wasn't good. But like the
Uh-huh.
next 2 years, like we was starting to. I think the second year, like we would always like get real close. Like this was a year we were kind of tanking for like
Mhm.
tanking, but like this is the year we were, you know, had a chance to get a high draft pick because our record. But it wasn't like we was just getting blown out or anything like that. Like we'd be losing by 3, 5,
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
We were in games with good teams, and we knew we just needed like that one piece or whatever to come and almost like just like form it all together. And
Hmm.
then that third year when we had got Paulo, that's when we actually start beating teams. And like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we weren't the obviously weren't the best team, but at the same time, like it wasn't a cakewalk when people walked into Orlando. Like I think I remember Draymond one time like saying something about us like before the game.
Mm.
They came into Orlando and smacked them.
Right.
So like it just wasn't like a cakewalk anymore, which I appreciated because we did put in a lot of work all the time. We were super close off the court. Um and like we were just having fun.
We always talk about winning culture on the platform. And I think people underestimate like being in cultures that understand winning. So you're coming from Denver, which is a winning culture. Then you go into Orlando, which is a growing winning culture. Let's say that. What's the difference as far as like, was it a difference with Denver when it comes to like practices, with intensity in practice versus Orlando? Maybe they didn't practice as much. Maybe it was a different intensity, or maybe I was just young.
Nah, I really think it was we were young. Like I would have loved to see like that Denver core when
Hmm.
they were our age and like what they did to become that winning culture. But I think it was just we were young and inexperienced. And then with Denver, everyone was experienced, had been in 2, 3 playoff series. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
like the practices were super different. Like even in Orlando, like we didn't have many practice. We didn't have a lot of practices, but we practiced. Like in Denver, like we rarely ever practice, but like everyone was just so locked in on everything else, like whether we were watching film, whether we were
Hmm.
getting treatment. It was almost like, okay, if we not gonna practice, like everything else has to be perfect. So treatment, film, individual shots,
Hmm.
um, all the way to team bonding. Like so many things have to be aligned and go perfect. And that's what I felt like the difference was, and I got to tell like some of the guys like when I got to Orlando, because either guys had been there or been on different teams. I'm like in Denver, like this was like the standard, and like we executed that. And I don't think they're no better than us. I don't think they're, you know, more locked in than us. Like I think it's just experience and we have to get to that level.
Got you. Got you. And then you said Paulo came on the team and y'all start improving once he got on the team. How's his work ethic? I know a lot of my young guys, they love him. Uh they love his game. Talk to me about what makes him him.
Man, like he's one of the few players. Like I remember the first time he came to Orlando after he got drafted and we were playing pickup and I was like, yeah, no,
He tough.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I see. But nah, I think, yeah, his work ethic, his routine, and also like he's a good person and like a good dude to be around. You know what I mean? And that makes a
Right.
difference like when you are the star player or the number one pick. Like you want your teammates to want to play with you. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I think like that's what like separates him from maybe some other people. But yeah, I mean he works on his craft. He's always in the gym. Um, yeah, so I mean that's what separates him. And I think that he cares about winning. Like I
Right.
think there's a lot of stars, or maybe not even guest stars, but people that average a lot of points that are really just stat driven.
Huh.
But like he really just cares about winning.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, and it looks like it too. I mean, he come from that Duke culture.
Yeah,
You can tell every when I see players improve every year, I know they working hard in the summer. That's not easy. Like it's not easy, advance or not advance, it's increasing your numbers in the
yeah,
NBA. And then you went to Detroit after that, right?
yeah. I went to Detroit after that.
So you was in, I don't got my notes in front of me, but you was in Orlando for what, 2 years, I believe? Or
Two and a half,
two
almost
years.
three. I think like 2 years, 10 months or 11 months, something like that.
So you moving now. You on the move, man. You on
Yeah.
the So how was that move to Detroit?
I mean, looking back on it, like, I mean, it is what it is. I thought that, like for the time I was there after the All-Star break. Like for the time I was there, I mean, I thought I played well, and the culture was a lot different at that time. I know like Detroit now, they have like a super different culture and they're winning games, and that's great for them. But at the time it was a lot different. Um,
Hmm.
and it was kind of like hard to like connect with people just because like it felt like everything was going wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like it
right,
didn't feel like, brotherly, or it didn't feel like we had anything to fight for. It just kind of felt like, we're gonna show up today and play basketball and maybe
right,
together.
right, right. Yeah, that's when Detroit was like one of them teams where, y'all was at the bottom of the league at that around that year, right?
At that, oh yeah, around the bottom of the league. That wasn't I wasn't there the year that they lost 29 or 30 in a row, whatever that was. I wasn't there that year though.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought that year was.